sixth grade, with the nice weather coming up, I thought it would be fun for you to get out of the house and actually go draw your house. Go draw the front of your house. Now, most houses are made up of square and rectangle shapes, and that's for good reason. First of all, the lumber and building supplies are standard, and so when they come from the lumber yard, they're already cut to certain lengths, and that pretty much determines the size of houses. And they're cut in lengths that can be put together in rectangles or squares. If you have a custom built house that is an odd shape, like a round room, you would have to have an architect or artist make that custom, and then that would bring up the price. So when you start drawing your house, remember you're going to be drawing a rectangle. Also remember, houses are done in straight lines. People who are architects use a lot of different types of drafting tools, like rulers and protractors and compasses and things. So when you're doing a house, remember your lines have to be straight. If they don't work out straight lines, your house will be falling down. So when you have drawn your outline of your house, there's a few things that you need to remember about little details of drawing that help it along. First of all, lots of details. So you want to try to put in everything you see. You want to put in the roof, gutters, the type of material used for the side of your house, windows, doors, all these little bits and pieces. Now, I want to give you a trick about windows. When people first start drawing windows, it's pretty typical that they will draw a square or rectangle to represent their window, okay? And then they put the cross pieces in. The cross pieces are to fit in pieces of glass. Again, most of this stuff is standard. No one's glass blowing these days. So windows today must have a frame. That's one of the common mistakes people have when they're drawing a house. What you need to do is you need to double line your frame of your window, because this part would have fit inside the hole of the material your house is made, and then this part here would fit the glass. You just can't stick the glass in the hole, it'll fall out and break. So this is from where you put then your dividers for your glass, okay? So that's very typical to remember when you're drawing a house. You have to frame out your windows. Same way when you do your doors. When you do your door, you have to remember that the door fits inside a frame. So really it's just a question of doing some twin lines so that you have a door and a door frame. Now, this will be your frame and your door, and then that way your door will have hinges on it. And the hinges allow you to open the door. Also, doors have handles on them. Sometimes they're very fancy on a front door. Often, front doors have some sort of window or panels, and again, they can be very decorative and stylish. Sometimes they'll have maybe a half a window. And panes of glass coming out from it. And then they might also have panels. So look very carefully at your front door to make sure you have all these elements, because that's, again, one of the biggest mistakes that people make when drawing houses. They just don't look at it carefully to create all of the detail. Next most important thing is, what is your house made of? Mostly houses are made of wood or aluminum siding. The aluminum is a more modern material, but your house could also be made of brick or it could be made of stone. Now, if your house is made of wood or aluminum, and they come in certain size lengths, maybe 8 to 12 feet, and they have to be cut so that they fit. So very often, these pieces will have what we call a staggered joint. So it might be a long piece here, a long piece here. But here's where the cut is. So if your next piece might be what we call staggered, because the weakest place on any piece is where it's cut. So they want to stagger the cuts, just in case that you don't have any rain that tries to get in there to damage your house. Now, when it comes to bricks are made in a certain size, and they're deliberately laid so that they have a staggered joint. So when you're drawing, the first thing you want to do is put across your picture a variety of even lines. And when they lay brick, they lay a row first. Now remember, bricks are even size, so you want to make sure that your mortar between the bricks would be even. Then they deliberately stagger them so it's stronger. So in other words, I would not put my other brick directly on top of the other one. I would stagger it so the joints come in between the brick. And if you look at brick, you see that's the way it goes all the way up. So you have your first row, your second row comes in staggered, and then your third row is a repeat of the first row. Now, what if your house is made of stone? Well, again, with stone are ovals, and it's very similar to brick in that we're not going to be putting a stone right on top of it. You'll have all this open space here. So look, you see if I draw it like this, you can see if I just pile up the stones, eventually the rain's going to get in here, and this is going to be a problem. So when stones are used as a building material, stone walls, stone sides of houses, again, the same idea for brick is used so that you have them piled up in such a way so that any weak spots are covered. Okay. I would like you to go out and draw a picture of the outside of your house. All of you will have different houses. You'll also notice that your houses are different colors, so you can easily take colored pencils and color them in. You might also notice that if you have a stone house or a brick house, you might have a variety of colors and patterns. Stones are not usually just one color, so you might use two colors together to create the look. And again, what does your front door look like? What do your windows look like? What do your door handles look like? Your gutters, your downspouts. So take your time on this. It'll be a beautiful drawing, and I'll look forward to seeing them at a later time. So enjoy drawing your house. Bye.